About 60 years ago, the journey began for me in the ministry. And during that beginning of that journey, I was a student at Franklin and Marshall College in 1957 when the United Church of Christ came into being. I, like a lot of students, had to make a decision. Do I stay with the Evangelical and Reformed Church, which was my church up until that time? Or do I become part of the United Church of Christ? The decision was made easier because when I saw the emblem and the theme of the United Church of Christ, that they may all be one, that is what determined where I was going to be going. Because I grew up believing that we are one, and we need to live our lives accordingly. In the almost 60 years of my ministry, I have discovered many times that they may be one was proven. They were good times, they were bad times in some cases. But we're talking about the time of Lent and the time of Easter. Now, I am a believer that you really can't appreciate Easter until you feel the pain of Lent. I remember a time when I was a pastor in Copley, and I was part of the clergy group in Copley Whitehall. That group was a free-thinking group to some point, and we were talking about Lent, and we were talking about what we were going to go do on Good Friday. And somebody came up with the idea that we would go to Whitehall Mall and we would have a worship service from one end of the mall to the other. Well, there were some people who weren't quite sure that they want to do that, but there were those of us who said, yeah, we're getting out into the community. That's what Paul did. When Paul preached, he preached to the masses. And this is giving us an opportunity to reach out to the people of the community. So we did that. The first time that we did it, I was the one who checked out a place where we can plug in one of the stores with our equipment. And the first place I went to, I asked them very politely if we could plug in there, and they said, no, you'll need to go on to another store. That was our first setback, but in a sense it wasn't. We were already getting the feel of what it meant to be out in the community with people shopping all around us. And it was a good feeling. It was a great feeling. We were in the community and we were sharing the gifts that were given to us with those all around us. That's one experience, and it was a good experience when we did it.